Let's talk about aerobic and facultative aerobics. Before we go any further, we should know a few important definitions which will be used throughout these slides. Autotroph. An autotroph or producer is an organism that produces complex organic compounds such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins from simple substances present in its surrounding, generally using energy from light, that is photosynthesis, or inorganic chemical reactions, that is chemosynthesis. They are the producers in a food chain, such as plants or lands, or algae in water. They can be photoautotrophs or chemoautotrophs. Phototrophs are the organisms that carry out photon capture to acquire energy, that is, use light as an energy source to carry out various cellular metabolic processes, while chemotrophs utilize electron donors as a source of energy, whether from organic or inorganic sources. In simple terms, chemotrophs are organisms that obtain energy by the oxidation of electron donors in their environment. These molecules can be organic, and those who use these organic material or organic molecules are called as chemoorganotrophs, or these molecules can be inorganic. And organisms which use these inorganic molecules are called as chemolithotrophs. Many prokaryotes, bacteria as well as archaea, obtain their energy from the oxidation of reduced inorganic compounds such as hydrogen, ammonia, nitrite, sulfide, elemental sulfur, hydrogen, and Fe2 ions. These organisms can derive all their cellular carbon from carbon dioxide, and they are thus able to grow without any organic compound and without light. Such microorganisms are called chemolithotrophs or chemoautotrophs. Methanotrophs. They are sometimes called as methanophiles. They are prokaryotes that are able to metabolize methane as their only source of carbon and energy. They can grow aerobically or anaerobically and require single carbon compound to survive. Anoxygenic photosynthesis. Some group of bacteria can capture light energy and convert it to ATP without the production of oxygen through anoxygenic photosynthesis. Anoxygenic phototrophs have photosynthetic pigments called bacteriochlorophylls, which are similar to chlorophyll found in eukaryotes. A meromectic lake has layers of water that do not intermix. Meromectic lake stratify because they have denser, usually saline water in the bottom and less, usually fresh water near the surface. Let's talk about Pseudomonas and the Pseudomonads. The key genera includes Pseudomonas burkholderia, Zymomonas, and Xanthomonas. All genera are straight or slightly curved gram-negatives. They are chemoorganotrophic rods with polar flagella. The common genera are Pseudomonas, Chromomonas, Ralstonia, and Burkholderia. Other important genera includes Xanthomonas, Zugloia, and Gluconobacter. The distinguishing characteristics of Pseudomonads group includes an obligately respiratory metabolism, the absence of gas formation from glucose, and a positive oxidase test. These help in distinguishing Pseudomonads from enteric bacteria. Many can still grow under anoxic conditions with nitrate, fumarate, or many of the other electron acceptors that support anaerobic respiration. Some species utilizes over 100 different compounds. Ecologically important in soil and water, they are responsible for the degradation of many low molecular weight compounds derived from breakdown of plants and animal materials in oxic habitats. They are also capable of catabolizing many xenobiotics. Some of them are pathogenic also. The human pathogen, fluorescent pseudomonads, the species Pseudomonas aeruginosa, causes UTI and RTI, urinary tract disease and respiratory tract diseases in humans. The I stands for infection. Also common in patients receiving treatment for severe burns or other traumatic skin damage and in people suffering from cystic fibrosis. Pseudomonas aeruginosa is not an obligate pathogen, but instead it is an opportunistic pathogen. These microorganisms have started showing antibiotic resistance due to the transfer of resistance plasmid from various antibiotics which are being given to different microbes. They are known plant pathogens, that is phytopathogens. These includes Pseudomonas, Ralstonia, and Burkholderia, and genus Xanthomonas. They frequently inhabit non-host plants in which disease symptoms are not apparent, and from there are transmitted to host plants and initiate infection. They also produces plant toxins, lytic enzymes, plant growth factors, and other substances that destroy or distort plant tissue. For example, Pseudomonas syringae is typically isolated from leaves showing chlorotic or yellowing lesions, whereas Pseudomonas marginalis, a typical soft rot pathogen, infects the stems and shoots, but they rarely infect the leaves. Pseudomonas are gram-negative rods which carry out a vigorous fermentation of sugar to ethanol. They are distinct from other Pseudomonas by its strictly fermentative metabolism. Pseudomonas show phylogenetic affiliation with Pseudomonas. Like other Pseudomonas, it employs the Entner-Burov pathway for glucose catabolism. Pseudomonas carries out alcoholic fermentation of various plant saps, and in many tropical areas of South and Central America, Africa, and Asia, it is found in various fermented beverages made from plant saps such as plug, pulak, or agave, palm sap, sugarcane juice, and honey. Let's talk about the acetic acid bacteria. The key genera includes Acetobacter and Leucanobacter. They comprise gram-negative, obligately aerobic, motile rods that carry out the incomplete oxidation of alcohols and sugars, leading to the accumulation of organic acids as end products. They are tolerant of acidic conditions, and most strains can grow well at pH values lower than 5. Alpha proteobacteria, comprising both peritrichously flagellated Acetobacter and polarly flagellated Leucanobacter organisms. They have their use in fermenting of fruit juice, such as hard cider or wine or in beer. They can be recognized on calcium carbonate agar plates, CaCO3 plates, containing ethanol because the acetic acid produced dissolves and causes a clearing of the otherwise insoluble calcium carbonate. They carry out an incomplete oxidation of some higher alcohols and sugars. For instance, glucose is oxidized to gluconic acid, galactose to galactonic acid, arbanose to arbonic acid, and so on. This property of underoxidation is exploited in the industrial manufacture of ascorbic acid, that is, vitamin C. They carry out an oxygenic photosynthesis, that is, no oxygen is released. They are morphologically diverse group, and the classification of these organisms has been established along phylogenetic, morphological, and physiological lines. Different genera fall within the alpha, beta, or gamma proteobacteria. They contain bacteriochlorophyll and carotenoid pigments, and together these pigments give purple bacteria their spectacular color, usually purple, red, or orange. They produce intracytoplasmic photosynthetic membrane systems into which these pigments are inserted. These membranes can be of various arrangements, but in all cases originate from invaginations of the cytoplasmic membrane. The internal membranes allow purple bacteria to increase the amount of pigment they contain and to thus better utilize the available light. When the cells are grown at high light intensities, the photosynthetic membranes are few and pigment contents are low. By contrast, at low intensities, these cells are packed with membranes and pigments. These purple sulfur bacteria utilize hydrogen sulfide or H2S as an electron donor for carbon dioxide reduction in photosynthesis. The hydrogen sulfide or H2S is oxidized to elemental sulfur that is stored in globules inside the cells. The sulfur later disappears as it is oxidized to sulfate SO4 to negative. They are generally found in illuminated anoxic zones of lakes and other aquatic habitats where hydrogen sulfide accumulates, that is, locations also known as sulfur springs. The most favorable lakes for development of these bacteria are meromictic lakes. The examples include Chromatium ocnei, Theospirillum jenensi, Theopedia rosea. Unlike other purple sulfur bacteria, the genera Ectothiorhodospira and Halorhodospira produces sulfur, elemental sulfur, from the oxidation of hydrogen sulfide. They do that outside rather than inside the cell. Example includes Ectothiorhodospiria mobilis. The purple non-sulfur bacteria is called because it was originally thought that they were unable to use hydrogen sulfide as an electron donor for the reduction of carbon dioxide to cell material. All these isolated thus far are either alpha or beta proteobacteria. The hydrogen sulfide can be used by most species in this group, although the level ideal for purple sulfur bacteria 1 to 3 millimolar are typically toxic to most of these non-sulfur bacteria. They can also grow anaerobically in the dark using fermentative or anaerobic respiratory metabolism. And most can grow aerobically in darkness by respiration. They are nutritionally diverse and can use fatty, organic, or amino acids. They can use sugars, alcohols, and even aromatic compounds like benzoate or toluene as carbon source. Enrichment and isolation of these bacterial cells is easy using a mineral salt medium supplemented with an organic acid as carbon source. Let's talk about free living aerobic nitrogen fixing bacteria. T. genera includes Azotobacter, Azomonas, and Pygernicia. They are free-living chemoorganotrophic bacterial that inhabits the soil. They are capable of aerobic nitrogen fixation and were discovered by the Dutch microbiologist Martinus Bijerdijk. This was early in the 20th century. Phylogenetically, free-living nitrogen-fixing bacteria are alpha, beta, or gamma proteobacteria. Major includes Azotobacter, Azospirillum, and Bijernicia. Azotobacter cells are large, rod, or cocci, many isolates being almost the size of yeast, that is eukaryotes, with diameter of 2 to 4 micrometer. Some species are motile by Peritrichus flagella. When they are grown on nitrogen as the nitrogen source, extensive capsules or slime layers are typically produced by species of free-living nitrogen-fixing bacteria, which helps protect the enzyme nitrogenase in the cytoplasm. It is the nitrogenase, the enzyme that catalyzes nitrogen fixation, and this enzyme is oxygen sensitive. Azotobacter can form resting structures called cysts like bacterial endospores, which shows negligible endogenous respiration and are resistant to desiccation, mechanical disintegration, and ultraviolet and ionizing radiation. In contrast to endospores, however, cysts are not very heat resistant and they are not completely dormant because they rapidly oxidize carbon sources if supplied. Let's discuss the Neisseria, Chromobacterium, and their relatives. P. genera includes Neisseria chromobacterium. They belong to the beta and gamma proteobacteria. The related phylogenetically, and they are also related with gram staining, morphology, lack of swimming motility, and aerobic metabolism. In the genus Neisseria, the cells are always cocci, whereas cells of other genera are rod-shaped. They become coccoid only in the stationary phase of growth. This has led to the designation of these organisms as cocobacilli. The organisms of the genera Neisseria, Pingala, and Moracella are commonly isolated from animals, and some of them are pathogenic. For example, Neisseria gonorrhea. Species of Acinetobacter are common soil and water organisms, although they are occasionally found as parasites of animals and have been implicated in some nosocomial, that is, healthcare associated infections. Some strains of Moracella and Acetobacter possesses these interesting property of twitching motility, exhibited as brief translocative movements or jumps covering distance of up to 1 to 5 millimeter. Micrometer. Twitching bacteria contains special force generating villi that facilitate their movement. Chromobacterium is a close phylogenetic relative of Neisseria but is rod-shaped in morphology, resembling the Pseudomonads or enteric bacteria. The best known Chromobacterium species is Chromobacterium violaceo, which is a purple pigmented organism found in soil and water and occasionally in pus forming infections of humans and other animals. The purple pigment Volcian is a water insoluble pigment with both antimicrobial and antioxidant properties that is produced only in media containing the amino acid tryptophan, which is the starting substrate for its synthesis. Let's talk about the enteric bacteria. The key genera includes Escherichia, Salmonella, Proteus, Enterobacter. They comprise a relatively homogeneous phylogenetic group within the gamma proteobacteria and consist of facultatively aerobic, gram-negative, non-sporulating rods that are either non-motile or motile by peritrichous flagella. They are also oxidase negative, have relatively simple nutritional requirements, and ferment sugar to a variety of end products. Example includes E. coli. Because enteric bacteria are genetically very closely related, their positive identification often presents considerable difficulty. Therefore, identification is typically based on the combined analysis of a large number of diagnostic tests carried out using miniaturized rapid diagnostic media kits along with immunological and nucleic acid probes to identify signature proteins or genes of particular species. The genus Escherichia may play a natural nutritional role in the intestinal tract by synthesizing vitamins, particularly vitamin K, as facultative aerob. These organisms probably also help consume oxygen, thus rendering the large intestine anoxic. The wild type strain O157 or H7 is a very dangerous strain which can cause sporadic outbreak of severe foodborne illnesses where these foodborne illnesses can be life-threatening as sometimes they do end up producing enterotoxins. Salmonella, Shigella, and Proteus are quite closely related. The Salmonella and Escherichia are the two genera showing about 50% genomic hybridization. The species of Salmonella are usually pathogenic either to humans or to other warm-blooded animals, and it is found in the intestine of cold-blooded animals such as turtles and lizards. In humans, the most common diseases caused by Salmonella are typhoid fever and gastroenteritis. The Salmonella are characterized immunologically on the basis of three cell surface markers called as antigens. These are the O, H, and VI. O is the cell wall or somatic antigen, H is the flagellar antigen, and VI, the outer polysaccharide layer antigen, is found preliminarily on these strains. The above said antigens, if found, are typically belonging to the typhoid fever causing bacterial cells. The O antigen are part of lipopolysaccharides that constitutes the outer membrane of gram-negative bacteria. Shigella and Escherichia have exchanged a significant number of genes by horizontal gene flow information with the help of genomic analysis. Tests for DNA hybridization show that strains of Shigella have 70% or even higher genomic hybridization with E. coli. Species of Shigella are typically pathogenic to humans, causing a rather severe gastroenteritis called bacillary dysentery. Cells in the genus Proteus are typically highly motile and produce the enzyme urease. By genomic DNA hybridization, Proteus show only a distant relationship to Escherichia coli. It is frequent in causing urinary tract infections in humans and probably benefits in this regards from its ability to degrade urea. Butanediol fermenters. These includes your Enterobacter, Klebsiella, and Serratia. Enterobacter aeruginosus is a common species in water and sewage as well as intestinal tract of warm-blooded animals and is an occasional cause of urinary tract infections. One species of Klebsiella pneumoniae, occasionally causes pneumonia in humans. Genus Serratia forms a series of red pyrrole-containing pigments called prodigiosin. Prodigiosin is produced in stationary phase as a secondary metabolite and is of interest because it contains the pyrrole ring also found in the pigments of energy transfer, porphyrins, chlorophylls, and phycobilins. However, it is unknown if prodigiosin plays any role in energy transfer and its exact function is unknown. Let's discuss the Vibrio, Alivibrio, and Photobacterium. The key genera includes Vibrio, Alivibrio, and Photobacterium. They are gram-negative, facultatively aerobic rods and curved rods that employ a fermentative metabolism. Most species of Vibrio are polarly flagellated, although some are peritrichously flagellated also. One key difference between the Vibrio group and enteric bacteria is that Vibrio groups are oxidase positive, that is, a test for the presence of cytochrome C, whereas enteric bacteria are oxidase negative. Most Vibrios are related bacteria and they are aquatic, that is found in marine, brackish, or freshwater habitat. Vibrio cholera is the specific cause of the disease cholera in humans. Let's discuss about bacterial bioluminescence. Several species of bacteria can emit light. This process is called as bioluminescence. Most bioluminescent bacteria have been classified in the genera Photobacterium, Helivibrio, and Vibrio, but few species are also found in Swanella, which is a genus of primarily marine bacteria, and in Photorhabdus, which is a genus of terrestrial bacteria. For example, on the skin of a dead fish or parasitically in the body of a crustacean, Luminous bacteria can be recognized by the light they produce. Because pathogenic strains of Vibrio are also luminous, such as certain strains of Vibrio cholerae and Vibrio vulnificus, care should always be taken when isolating and handling luminous bacteria. Let's discuss the Rickettsia, which has the key genera as Rickettsia and Wolbachia. They are gram-negative, cocoid or rod-shaped alpha or gamma proteobacteria in the size range of zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.7 by 1 to 2 micrometers. They are obligate intracellular parasites and have not yet been cultivated in the absence of host cells. Rickettsia are the causative agents of several human diseases, including typhus, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and Q fever. Thus, Wolbachia contains species of rod-shaped alpha proteobacteria that are intracellular parasites of several families of insects. A huge group that constitutes 70% of all known arthropod species. Phylogenetically, they are related to Rickettsia. They can have any of the several effects on their insect hosts, which includes parthenogenesis, that is, development of unfertilized eggs, the killing of males, and feminization, that is, conversion of male insect into females. Wolbachia pipientis is the best studied species in this genus.